What is up, combat sports fans? This is Tudor Leonte for Sherdog here, and today I'm joined by multiple-time K-1 champion and living combat sports legend, Mr. Ernesto Hoost. Hello, sir. Welcome on Sherdog. And how are you today?
Well, thank you for inviting me on this interview. First of all, I am honored that there are so many fighters. Maybe you already asked or you can ask, but I'm always honored when I'm asked to do those kind of things. So thank you for that. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm doing good. The strange times, of course, because of COVID. We have to adjust. My sister, for example, is in the hospital with COVID, so that's a little bit worrying for me. But other than that, yeah, it is what it is, and you have to try to make the best out of this situation, and it's not that easy. There's less work, there's less things to do, but we have to keep on pushing.
Thanks for agreeing to do this today. I know that it's a hard time for you, so my best wishes for your family, for your sister. And yeah, we are living in some really tough times. But, you know, let's put that aside for a little bit. I saw a really curious picture of you with Fedor Emelianenko on your social accounts. And the particularity was that you were naked in the snow in that picture. You know, to change a little bit the tone, what happened on that occasion?
Okay, this is a picture of a few years ago. Me and Fedor, we have a good relationship for years already. I remember one time when I saw him the first time, he was in Holland at an event. I saw him and said, "Hey Fedor, how are you? Can we take a picture?" I said, "Yeah, just a minute, just a minute, just a minute." Then he ran away, and he came back with a camera himself. "I want to make a picture with you too." And so that was the first time we met. And after that, we met many times. We trained a few times together. I helped him with the preparation of fights with Pedro Rizzo, for example, with Jeff Monson. And this picture, I think it was after the fight with Rizzo. So we were in, I don't know, some Russian city. I forgot which one. And after the fight, then they went into the sauna and everything. And then, so from the sauna, I had to go into to cool off, and then I had to. We went into the snow naked because we came from the sauna. So that's the story about that picture.
Yeah, I believe you have some really amazing and incredible anecdotes from your legendary career in kickboxing. Did it ever occur to you to switch to MMA?
Well, you know, the funny thing is the K-1 started in 1993. Then I fought in K-1. I came into the final. I lost in the final. But later on, I did quite good. But the same year, UFC started. So I got a call from America, from the UFC boss that time. I forgot his name now. And he asked me if I wanted to fight in UFC. So he explained the rules. It was with the bare hands. It was basically not so much many rules and everything. And I thought about it for a minute, and I was like, no, this is not for me. So I didn't do it. Of course, years later, they changed everything a little bit. They came with Octagon. They came with the MMA gloves and everything. Maybe if from the beginning it would have been like that, then I might have been a UFC fighter. Yes.
You spent a lot of years fighting in Japan. Did
Yes.
any of the Japanese promotion try to sign you, and in particular, did Pride try to sign you at the time?
Yes, Pride tried to sign me. That was in 97, I think. I think it was 97. But yes, as I am not a judo or jiu-jitsu, I don't have that background. So my background is stand-up fighting. So I did not choose to fight in Pride.
I have one more question about your career. You retired right before scoring your 100th victory. May I ask why? I mean, it seems like right before you scored that record.
Well, it was the goal of my goal was winning the K-1, and if I would have won the K-1, then I would have had exactly 100 victories, and that was in 2006. But I lost to Semi Shield, so I didn't get it. Later, I decided to do a few more fights, 2 more fights. So I got the 100. But yeah, in some of the books it said it's 99, and other books that say it's 100. I basically I never really counted back to all the fights, and I'm too lazy to do that. But in my opinion, it was 100.
Oh, okay, you're right. I mean, for kickboxing matches, is a little bit tougher, you know, to keep the record of every fight, considering that, you know, there were plenty of events, plenty of fights. But
well,
if
basically, I know if I count them in my head, if I take the time, I can count all the fights.
So that's good to know.
I have got many punches on my head, and I forget things. I know, but those things, if I count and if I sit down and I write them down, then I have done that already. So that's why I know I had 100 fights.
What is the victory you are? What is the victory you are most proud of?
The victory I'm most proud of is the tournament of K-1 in 1999. In 97, I became champion the first time, the K-1 champion the first time. I was good. Then 98, I was very good. But at the end of the year at the K-1, before that, I had too much training. My body was overtrained. I didn't feel good. Basically, I didn't want to fight. But I had a coach who was like, yeah, but you're good enough and you can fight and didn't that and blah, blah, blah. So I did fight. But I lost my first fight right away against Sam Greco. So I decided it was not a good idea to do the fight, and I decided to take some time off. So I took time off. I was sick. I have a skin problem. I have skin allergy for years already. And sometimes when I train too hard, I can get problem with that. I can get infection. So that's what happened that time. So I took some time off, started to train again. I had to fight with Francisco Filho. And basically it went all okay. But then suddenly, maybe 2-3 weeks before the fight, I started to lose weight, just like that. And I was not comfortable. Anyway, I did the fight. I lost. I got knocked out very hard. And I was like, I don't remember going out of the ring. I remember starting the fight. I remember being in the fight. And then I remember sitting in the dressing room asking what happened. And then my trainer said, you got knocked out. So I missed maybe 5 minutes. I never came back. So that was very scary. Next day I went home because my partner was pregnant of my second child. So my daughter was born 5 days after that fight. In the beginning, I really thought, because I had to do interview after the fight, and they asked me, what do you want to do now? I said, maybe I will stop, because yeah, that was the emotion of that moment. So my daughter was born, and that was, of course, a very happy feeling, especially after being knocked out like that. And then that was the time of the email. No, there was no social media yet. And so after a while, I got a lot of emails, questions from Japanese journalists, and the questions were all negative. The questions were like, are you too old? I was 33 years old then. Are you too old? Are the other fighters too good? Shouldn't you stop? Those kind of questions. And the questions made me angry. And I was like, okay, if you guys think that I cannot fight anymore, or I'm not good enough anymore, I will show you. I will not stop. I will fight, and I will show you who I am. So I took a time off. The fight was in April, I think April 26 or something, 27, 25, April 25. So my first fight was in July, I think. Again, I won. And for me, that was also a test to see how good am I. Then the test was good. I won the fight. And so 2 months later was the K-1, the qualification. I won. And yeah, then 2 months later, December, there was the K-1 Grand Prix, which I won. I beat Andy Hook, the late Andy Hook, on points, and then I beat Jerome LeBanner and Mirko Krokop. I beat them by knockout.
In the same night, which is. Yeah, no, it's important to remark that it all happened in the.
Yeah, it was the tournament was like in 3 hours, 2-3 hours, the fights were finished. I had to do 3 fights. So I won the fights, and I proved to everybody that I'm not dead, I'm not out yet. I'm still one of the best fighters. So, and yeah, the year later, I won again a tournament, and 2 years after that I won again. So yeah, that's basically the story.
You definitely proved everyone wrong, and like you said, you kept on winning, and you know, you had a few more incredible years after 1999, you know, so actually you were right, and you proved the doubters wrong. So I know that right now you are going to work as a referee for the upcoming Senshi 10 event. Is that right?
I guess that they will ask me as a referee also. Yes, I will do. I will go there for some trainings, but I guess I will do some refereeing too.
You already tried to, you know, to referee a fight. What is the most delicate part in a referee's job?
I think a referee is, you always have to be keen on what's happening. Uh, uh, Basically, you have to protect the fighters for heavy injuries. And so for me, it's like, okay, if a fighter is down, I will really check his eyes. I will before I will give the 8 count. But if I see the eyes are not good, I will stop the fight, because protecting the fighters, I think, is the most important job of the referee. Making sure the fighters will not be heavily injured, and if the fight is going okay, then it's, for me, it's like, go with the flow, do what you have to do. But if not, yeah, I have to stop, or I have to I say that I have to make sure that I protect the fighters.
What do you? I know that Senshi rules allow elbow shots. Now, what do you think about kickboxing with elbows?
I have done the elbows myself in the 90s. Basically, and same for UFC, same for MMA. Basically, I'm not a fan of elbow shots, because I believe it will be a matter of time that a fighter will be severely hurt by elbow, because yeah, the elbow is so hard, the bone of the elbow is so hard, it's so much harder than a glove, or even like a knee. Of course, is also very hard, but it's much more difficult to hit somebody with a knee. And if you see the spots on your head when you can be hit with an elbow, like this spot, how's called it, the temple.
The temples, yeah.
Yes, the temple, it's very dangerous, and can be easily hit with a knee. So with a elbow, sorry. So I think it's quite dangerous. So the moment I will see that a fighter will be hit with an elbow, like more than one time, then for sure I will do something about it. I will stop the fight, or I will give the fighter an 8 count or something. Yeah.
I know that some fellow kickboxing fighters are refereeing on the event as well. How is it for you to work side by side with someone that you actually faced on the ring in the past, like Semi Shield or Peter Aerts?
Well, we realize and we understand that you fight with each other, and in especially in K-1, the guys all call themselves brothers and everything. I'm not such a brother guy, especially also because I lost my brother 20 years ago almost. So it's hard for me to call people brothers, but you have some kind of bondage with each other. And throughout the years, you fight each other, and then you go to party with each other, and you meet each other every time in the hotels. So that makes it kind of special, and that also makes it that you can work together with each other. I mean, yeah, if you're a tennis player, I think tennis players, they will also meet each other many times in a game, but I think it's kind of the same. Only thing is, with us, yeah, we try to knock each other out. that is an only difference, but of course a big difference. But for
Yeah.
me, like especially with Peter, we fought so many times, and we were after the last time we were like, okay, we're not gonna fight again. We're gonna do something else again. So after our last fight, especially after our last fight, so Peter said, "Yeah, let's do a seminar together." And then there was somebody in my hometown organizing an event, a seminar, and then I told him, "Okay, let's ask Peter too." So then Peter and I did the seminar, and it was quite successful. And then many more people started to ask us, and that's how we came into Bulgaria.
Um,
Sorry,
like
long answer.
no worries, no worries. I was actually curious,
Okay.
and of course I understand that many years have passed.
Yes.
Are you still perhaps a little bit competing to see who is the best referee between the three of you?
No, I'm not. I mean, first of all, it's not up to us to decide who is the best referee. I try to do my job as good as possible, and the other guys do that too. And it's not about being the best referee. It's like it's more like making a good being a good referee. That is the most important thing, I think.
No, you're totally right. Actually, I agree with this one. Yeah, it was just a little bit to see if there are still that competitive spirit. But like you
No,
said,
no, I don't,
no,
I
no.
don't. I don't think when I mean the times we were together and everything. Of course, I'm gonna look how is Peter's doing this, how is Semi doing this, how are the other referees doing, because I can learn from it. That's and sometimes you see things of which you think, okay, I would have done it different, and sometimes you see things, oh, that's very good. So I mean, I am not a very experienced. I'm a very experienced fighter, but I'm not a very experienced referee. Of course, as a fighter, having fought so many fights, you know a little bit how to act. But knowing how to act and acting is not the same. So that's why I think it's good to do those kind of things and to look to other guys. I looked, for example, a lot at I checked the Bulgarian referees a lot, like how are they doing it, and then you try to find your own way.
Did you have the chance to look at the upcoming card?
Actually, I didn't check yet.
Okay, so no worries then. In general, what do you think about Senshi and Senshi events? What did you like in those events?
Basically, I like everything. I like the crowd. I like the stadium. The fighters, the fights are a good level. And the whole entourage, everything about it, it's all it. I didn't see anything negative. I didn't see any negativity. It's all looked positive to me. I like the fact that there are I was called ambulance. How do you call it? Ambulance.
Yeah, ambulances.
Ambulances. Ambulances outside for when something happens. A fighter can be brought to the hospital right away. Those kind of things. Yeah, it's well thought of. So yeah, the event. I think it's growing and growing and getting better and better. There are more fighters. I'm even getting asked by fighters or by promoters if a fighter can fight in Senshi. Even Kancho Ishii from K-1 asked me, can I let the fighter fight at that event? Well, that means that something good is happening.
Yeah, you have a point there.
Yeah.
In addition to,
I have a big point.
yeah, sure. I
Yeah.
won't deny that. I saw that over the years you spent actually many good words about Senshi and Senshi fighters. You said that you perceive a level of competition that it's very high, and the Senshi fighters could actually compete with their fellow kickboxing fighters, or in general the fellow fighters in other promotions, including Bellator, One Championship you mentioned a couple of times. So do you still believe that?
I still believe that, but of course not for all the fighters, but there are some fighters of which I think, yeah, you guys, you could fight, you could have fought in One Championship or in Bellator. Yes, for sure. There are some very good fighters fighting there, and yeah, that's good for the general level of Senshi.
In addition to working on the upcoming event, what's next for you?
Yeah, I have a lot of not a lot, but I am very happy that I'm still being asked to do seminars basically all over the world. So that's something that makes me very proud and happy.
Sir, I finished my questions, so I have to say that it was a really great pleasure to chat with you today. You had an unbelievable career, and it was an honor to discuss it with you today. Thank you very much for your time, and hopefully I will hear again from you in the future.
Thank you too for that interview, and yeah, let's hope that we will see and we will hear from each other again.
Thank you again. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Have a nice day. Bye.